I'm Jhen. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Today I will help you to fill out the application to register permanent resident or adjustment of status. So without further ado, let's get started. So here you go. This is the application to register permanent residence or adjust status, the form I-485. This is the updated form. So yeah, let's start here. Type or print in black ink. So note to all applicants, if you do not completely fill out this application or fail to submit requirements or required documents listed in the instruction, USCIS may deny your application. So I will be having a different video on all the documents needed for the adjustment of status, including the employment authorization and the travel document, which I will link in my description box below, or I will leave it on the iCard. So yeah, so first, part 1, information about you, which is the beneficiary, which is us who applied for the K1 visa. So my family name, Kiko, given name, Jeneline, middle name, Marin. So this part 1, number 1A to 1C is my married name. So put your married name right there. And then the next one is other names you have used since birth. So I put Marin Jeneline Cabral because this is my single name. I put my single name right here. But if you have another name before, put it on 3A to 4C. But if you don't have any, just put NA on both of it. So the next one is other information about you, date of birth. So put your date of birth right there. Mine is January 7, 1995. In addition to providing your actual date of birth, include any other dates of birth you have used in connection with any legal names or non-legal names in the space provided in Part 14 additional information. So if you have, for example, your birth certificate is saying you have a different birth name, you can put it in Part 14. There's a space provided for you to put your other birth date. So number 6, gender, female. Number 7, city or town of birth, Manila. So put your city or town of birth right here. So don't forget, all the pages has the alien number. Put your alien number right here. All the pages has it. So number 8, country of birth, Philippines. Country of citizenship, Philippines. So number 10, alien registration number. Again, your alien registration number is, you can find it in your NOAA 2. So in your NOAA 2, the approval letter, it's gonna be on the above of your name or the above of your beneficiary name. And then number 11, USCIS online account number. If you have an USCIS online account number, put it there, but if no, just put none. Number 12, US Social Security number. I already have a US Social Security number before I filed the adjustment of status, so put it there. If not, there is a form that you can apply for the USCIS with this adjustment of status. So the next one is your US mailing address. So in care of name, my name, Jeneline Kiko, it should be N. Sorry. So let's see. Oh. Right there, and then your street number and name, 123 Wood Drive, city or town, West Valley, state, Utah. Don't forget that. Don't forget especially the zip code. Don't forget your zip code right there. And then alternate and or safe mailing address. If you are applying based on Violence Against Women Act or VAWA, or a special immigrant juvenile, human trafficking victim, or victim of qualifying criminal activity, you non-immigrant, and you do not want USCIS to send notices about this application to your home. You may provide an alternative and or a safe mailing address. So if you are one of this category, you need to put your safe address here. But if it is not, if it doesn't apply to you, just put NA. Okay. The next is your recent immigration history. Provide information for item number 15 to 19 if you last entered the United States using a passport or travel documents. So number 15, passport number used at last arrival. So put your passport number right here. If you have a travel document, if you use a travel document, put it here. If not, just put NA. So expiration date of this passport or travel document. So put your expiration date of your passport right here. And then the next one will be the country that issued this passport or travel documents. So put Philippines where it was issued, and then place of last arrival into the United States. So put the city or town. So my last arrival was in Los Angeles, and then the state was California. So I put CA, and then the date of your arrival. Put your date of your arrival. So the next one is when I last arrived in the United States, I was inspected at the port of entry and admitted as, for example, exchange visitor waived through a temporary worker student. So for us, it's gonna be K1 fiancé visa because we enter the United States for the fiancé visa. Okay, the next one will be if you were issued a form I-94 arrival departure record number. So put your form I-94 arrival departure record number. So you can check it online, your I-94, and put your record number here. Expiration date of your authorized stay shown on form I-94. Okay, 23C status on form I-94. You can see it there. It says K1 fiancé visa. Okay, next. The next will be still part 1, number 24. What is your current immigration status if it has changed since your arrival? So mine didn't change, so I put still K1 fiancé visa. Okay, the next one, provide your name exactly as it appears on your form I-94, if any. So this is the name which appears in my I-94, which is my single name. So I put JhenCabral. So part 2 is application type or filing category. I am applying this form I-485 as a principal applicant. So I am the principal applicant. I am the only one who is applying for this adjustment of status. But if you have a child or children, you might put derivative applicant. But if you are the fiancé, you need to put principal applicant. So note, attach a copy of the form I-797 receipt of approval notice for underlying petition or application as appropriate. So this note, you need to attach your NOA 2, which is the approval letter that you are approved for K1 visa. So you need to attach that. Don't forget, guys. Again, I will leave my whole entire application forms that I filed one by one, every details and every papers that is needed to file the adjustment of status. So I'll leave it. Again, you can check it in my description box below or in the I button above. Okay, the next one is family based. So 2A, if you are family based, so we need to put 2C. We are the individual admitted to the United States as a fiancé or child of the fiancé of a U.S. citizen. So form I-29F. So this is the one that needs to be checked or put an X on the box because we are the K1. Okay, the next one is employment base. If you are, but we are not employment base and special immigrant, so we need to leave it blank. Asylee or refugee, we need to leave it blank as well. If you are a human trafficking victim or victim of qualifying criminal activity, we need to leave this one blank because it doesn't apply to us. Okay, the next one, the part 2, but we need to leave this one blank, the special program based on certain public laws, because it doesn't apply to us. And if we have the additional options, doesn't apply to us as well, so leave that one blank. And then additional alien worker information, answer item number 9A only if you have selected item number 3A, alien worker. So we didn't select any because we are a family base. We didn't select the alien workers, so this one we're gonna leave it blank. Okay, so 9B, if you answer yes to item 9A, number 9A, we left it blank, so we need to leave this one blank as well. Okay, the next one, INA section 245I, are you applying for adjustment based on the Immigration and National Act INA section 245? Put no. The next one is information about your immigrant category. So if you are the principal immigrant, which we are the principal immigrant, provide the following information. So receipt number of underlying petition, if any. So this will be your receipt number, where you can find it in your NOAA 1, which will start with WAC. That will be your receipt number. And then the priority date from underlying petition. The priority date is the receipt date, so put your date right there. And then part 2, continuation, application type of filing category. If you are a derivative applicant, this doesn't apply to us because we are not the derivative applicant, we are the fiancé. So the principal applicant's name, leave this one blank because we are the principal applicant, so leave that one blank. And then part 3, additional information about you. Have you ever applied for an immigrant visa to obtain permanent resident status at a U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate abroad? So put no because we never had, or if you had, put yes and put the location of the embassy or the U.S. consulate where you applied the permanent status, resident status. Okay, next is your address history. So provide physical addresses for everywhere you have lived during the last 5 years, whether inside or outside the United States. Provide your current address first. If you need extra space to complete the session, use the space provided in part 14, additional information. So physical address 1 is your current address right now. So put your current address So put your current address right here. 123 Wood Drive, West Valley, Utah, zip code, and the country. And then the date of residence, which is we just moved here recently on March 2020 until present. And then the physical address 2 is the 1234 Hollywood Drive, Layton, Utah, and then the zip code and USA. Dates of residences. So then the next one, provide your most recent address outside the United States. So put your address in the Philippines if you are from the Philippines. So put the street name, the city, the zip code if you have, or postal code if you have, and then the province and the country. And then the date of residences. Don't forget that, guys. Be sure to don't leave anything blank. The next one is employment history. So I've been in the United States before we got engaged and before we got married. So my first employer is in Snow Basin Resort, so I put Snow Basin Resort, and then their address, or put the address, the country, your occupation, and the date of employment. So I've worked there for a year, so I put there, and then your employer too. If you have any other occupations before, put it. If none, just put NA. Okay. So part 4, information about your parents. So information about your parent 1, which is your father. So I put Marine Leonardo Carlitas, and then he doesn't have any name other than his name right now, so I put NA. The next one will be the date of his birth. It's March 20, 1996. His gender, male. City or town of birth, Tabuk. Country of birth, Philippines. Current city or town of residence, Manila. Current country of residence, Philippines. So don't forget to put all the information about your parent. So parent 2 will be my mom. It's Marine Hilaria Cabral. So this legal name is from her married name. The parent name at birth. So this is her name when she was born. It's Cabral Hilaria Ramos. So this is her maiden name. Date of birth, November 3, 1996. Gender, female. Then city or town of birth, Batangas. Country of birth, Philippines. Current city where you are residing right now, Manila. And current country of residence, Philippines. Okay, the next one will be part 5, information about your marital history. So what is your current marital history? Put married. If you are married in your spouse a current member of the U.S. Armed Force or U.S. Coast Guard. I put no because he is not. How many times have you been married? So I put 1 because he is my husband is the only husband I had. I never have been married before. We are both single, so I just put 1. And then information about your current marriage. So if you're currently married, provide the following information about your current spouse. So this is my spouse name, Kiko Parker John. That will be John, sorry. Should be John, not John. And then a number, he doesn't have any because he is a U.S. citizen. So I leave blank or put none. Then number 6, current spouse date of birth. So put his date of birth. Date of marriage to current spouse. We got married on January 25, 2020. So I put it there. Current spouse place of birth. So I put Salt Lake on his city. The state is Utah and country USA. Okay. Place of marriage to current spouse. We got married in Riverton, Utah, USA. Don't forget that, guys. Is your current spouse applying with you? I put no because he's already U.S. citizen and he is the petitioner. So the next one will be information about your prior marriage, if any. If you have been married before, put informations here about your previous marriage. But if you never had been married before, just put NA. The next one, part 6, information about your children. Indicate the total number of all living children, including adult sons and daughters that you have. So put all your children right here. If you don't have any, just put 0. Like mine, we don't have any children. And then part 14, additional information. Child 1, I think this is child 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so I put NA right there. But if you have any children, just put your children right there. Then the next one is part 7, in biographic information. Number 1, ethnicity. I am not Hispanic or Latino. Number 2, the race, Asian, of course. Filipinos are considered Asian. And then number 3, height, 5'3", weight. It's on in pounds, so 113. Eye color, my eye color is black. Hair color, black. And then part 8. Sorry guys, this is gonna be a long video. So by part 8, general eligibility and inadmissibility grounds. So have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world, including any military services? I put no because I'm not. So just be careful on that. But if you have any, put your organization details right here. But if not, just put NA like mine. Okay, the next one will be the continuation of the part A. So I might read everything one by one, but I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna be super long. But just be careful. Just read each questions carefully, guys, before answering it. Take note, guys, you need to be truthful, you need to be honest on answering these questions because the USCIS will know if you are lying. Okay. Number 14, have you ever been denied admission to the United States? I put no. Have you ever been denied a visa to the United States? I put no. I've never been denied, but if you are, put yes. Have you ever worked in the United States without authorization? I put no. So, number 17, have you ever violated the term or conditions of your non-immigrant status? No. Are you presently or have you ever been in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? I put no. Number 19, have you ever been issued a final order or exclusion, deportation, or removal? No, of course. Have you ever had a prior final order of exclusion, deportation, or removal reinstated? No, of course. Number 21, have you ever held lawful permanent resident status which was later rescinded? No. Have you ever been granted voluntarily departure by an immigration officer or an immigration judge but failed to depart within the allotted time? No. Have you ever applied for any kind of relief or protection from removal, exclusion, or deportation? I put no. Have you ever been a Jhen non-immigrant exchange visitor who was subject to the 2-year foreign resident requirement? So I put no. Then the next one, if you answer yes to the item number 24A, complete item number 24B to 24C. If you answer no to item number 24A, skip to 25. Sorry, this should be, just leave it blank. Then number 25. So here's number 25. Have you ever been arrested or cited, charged, or detained for any reason by any law enforcement official, including but not limited to any U.S. immigration official or any official of the United States Armed Forces or U.S. Coast Guard? Put no. Have you ever committed a crime of any kind, even if you were not arrested, cited, charged with, or tried for that crime? I put no. Have you ever pled guilty to or been convicted of a crime or offense, even if the violation was subsequently expunged or sealed by the court, or if you were granted a pardon, amnesty, a rehabilitation decree, or other act of clemency? I put no. Okay, so again, guys, just answer the questions honestly. And the next one, have you ever been ordered, punished by judge, or had conditions imposed on you that restrain your liberties, such as a prison sentence, suspended sentence, house arrest, parole, alternative sentencing, drug or alcohol treatment? I put no. Have you ever been a defendant or accused in a criminal proceeding? I put no, of course not. Have you ever violated or attempted or conspired to violate any controlled substance law or regulation of a state, the United States, or foreign country? I put no. Okay, so this is still the continuation. Have you ever been convicted of 2 or more offenses for which the combined sentences to confinement were 5 years or more? Put no. Have you ever been illicitly or illegally trafficked or benefited from the trafficking of any controlled substances, such as chemical, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Of course, no. Have you ever knowingly aided, abetted, assisted, conspired, or colluded in the illicit trafficking of any illegal narcotic or other controlled substances? Of course, no. Are you the spouse, son, or daughter of a foreign national who is illicitly trafficked or aided, otherwise abetted, assisted, conspired, or colluded in the illicit trafficking of a controlled substance such as chemicals, illegal drugs, or narcotics and obtained within the last 5 years any financial or other benefit from the illegal activity of your spouse or parent, although you knew or reasonably should have known that the financial or other benefit resulted from the illicit activity of your spouse or parent? No, of course. 35. Have you ever engaged in prostitution, or are you coming to the United States to engage in prostitution? Of course, no. Have you ever directly or indirectly procured or attempted to procure or imported prostitutes or persons for the purpose of prostitution? Of course, no. Have you ever received any proceeds or money from prostitution? No. Do you intend to engage in illegal gambling or any other form of commercialized vice such as prostitution, bootlegging, or the sale of child pornography while in the United States? No. Have you ever exercised immunity, diplomatic or otherwise, to avoid being prosecuted for a criminal offense in the United States? No. 40. Have you ever, while serving as a foreign government official, been responsible for direct carried out violations of religious freedom? No. Have you ever induced by force, fraud, or coercion, or otherwise been involved in the trafficking of persons for commercial sex acts? No. For sure, no. And then 42. Have you ever trafficked a person into involuntarily servitude, peonage, debt bondage, or slavery? Trafficking includes recruiting, harboring, transporting, providing, or obtaining a person for labor or services through the use of the force, fraud, or coercion. No. Have you ever knowingly aided, abetted, assisted, conspired, or colluded with others in trafficking persons for commercial sex acts or involuntarily servitude, peonage, debt bondage, or slavery? Of course, no. Are you the spouse, son, of daughter of foreign national who engaged in the trafficking? So, of course, no. Have you ever engaged in money laundering? For sure, no. And then security and related. Do you intend to, right here, engage in any that violates or evades any law related to espionage, including spying or sabotage in the United States? No. So 46 to 40 to 50, sorry. Just read it carefully before answering. So I'll skip that. And then it's here, note if you answered yes to any part of item number 46A to 50, explain what you did, including the dates and location of the circumstances, or what you intend to do in the space provided in part 14. So if you answer yes on any of this part, and 46 from here, 46 to 50, explain it in the space provided on part 14. So 51A, committed threat. Are you the spouse or children of an individual, whoever? So you need to read this one carefully again, guys, because that is so important before answering it. So I'm not gonna go through each of it because it's gonna be personal answers. And then part 8 still. Have you ever ordered, incited, called for, committed, assisted, helped with, or otherwise participated in any of the following? So acts involving torture or genocide? No. Killing any person? No. Intentionally and severely injuring any person? No. Engaging in any kind of sexual contact or relations with any person who did not consent or was unable to consent or was being forced or threatened? No. Limiting or denying any person's ability to exercise religious belief? No. Have you ever been recruited, enlisted, conscripted, or used any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? No. Have you ever used any person under 15 years of age to take part of hostilities or to help or provide services to people in combat? No. So there's a note again here, guys. If you answered yes to any of part of the number any part of item numbers 52 to 60 explain what occurred, including the dates and location of the circumstances in the space provided in part 14. So just read that carefully, guys, and answer it truthfully. Okay, public charge. Those who are subject to the public charge ground of inadmissibility under INA Section 212A4 must complete Form I-944, Declaration of Self-Sufficiency, and may also have to submit Form I-864 Affidavit of Support under Section 213A of the INA. Answer the question below to determine whether you need to submit these forms together with the Form I-485. So we are the K1 visa holders, which is filing for the adjustment of status, and we are required to file the new Form I-944, the Declaration of Self-Sufficiency. So that is the additional form that we need to file together with the adjustment of status. So I will leave the link on the description box below on the video, separate video on how to file that form. You can check it, guys, and I will leave it at the iCard at above, so you can also check it there. So Declaration of Self-Sufficiency Form I-944. Are you exempt from the public charge grounds of inadmissibility? No, we are not exempted. That's why we need to file that form. So it says here to determine if you are exempt from the public charge ground of inadmissibility and therefore exempt from filing Form I-944, read the Form I-485 instructions. So read that carefully, but we are not exempted. So the next one, here, Affidavit of Support under Section 213A of the INA, Form I-864. You may need to file Form I-864. So this one, we are not exempted, so we are just going to leave that one blank. So this one, we need to leave that one blank as well. So here, illegal entries and other immigration violation. Have you ever failed or refused to attend or to remain in the attendance at any removal proceeding filed against you on or after April 1, 1997? No. Then, if you answer to item number 63A is yes, do you believe you had reasonable cause? We answered no there. I answered no, so I leave this one blank. And then number 64, have you ever submitted fraudulent or counterfeit document to any U.S. government official to obtain or attempt to obtain any immigration benefit, including a visa or entry into the United States? I put no. So 65 to 69, read that carefully before answering it, guys. Okay, the next one is the removal under lawful presence or illegal re-enter after previous immigration violations. Have you ever been excluded, deported, or removed from the United States, or have you ever departed the United States on your own after having been ordered, excluded, deported, or removed from the United States? So I put no. Have you ever entered the United States without being inspected and admitted or paroled? No. Okay, next one will be, since April 1, 1997, have you been unlawfully present in the United States? 72A, for more than 180 days but less than a year and then departed the United States? No. 72B, for 1 year or more and then departed the United States? No. Then the next one, still part A, since April 1, 1997, have you ever re-entered or attempted to re-enter the United States without being inspected and admitted or parole after having been unlawful present in the United States for more than 1 year in the aggregate? No. Have been deported, excluded, or removed from the United States? No. Okay, miscellaneous conduct. So this is number 74. Do you plan to practice polygamy in the United States? Of course, no. 75. Are you accompanying another foreign national who requires your protection or guardianship but who is inadmissible after being certified by a medical officer as being helpless from sickness, physical or mental disability or infancy as described in INA Section 232C? No. 76. Have you ever assisted in detaining, retaining, or withholding custody of a U.S. citizen child outside the United States from a U.S. citizen who has been granted custody of the child? No. Have you ever voted in violation of any federal, state, or local constitutional provision, statute, ordinance, or regulation in the United States? No. Have you ever renounced U.S. citizenship to avoid being taxed by the United States? No. Okay. 79A, applied for exemption or discharge from training or service in the United States Armed Forces or U.S. National Security Training Corps on the ground that you are a foreign national? No. 79B, been relieved or discharged from such training or services on the ground that you are a foreign national? No. Been convicted or deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Okay. 80A, have you ever left or remained outside the United States to avoid or evade training or services in the United States Armed Forces in time of war or period declared by the President to be a national emergency? No. Okay, here in 80B, if you answer to item number 80A is yes, what was your nationality or immigration status? So I put no, so I'll leave this one blank. Part 9 will be accommodation for individuals with disabilities and or impairments. Note, read the information in the form I-485 instruction before completing this part. So number 1, are you requesting an accommodation because of your disabilities and or impairments? I put no because I'm not disabled or I don't have any disability. So 2A to 2C, I'll leave it blank. Okay, last part will be part 10, applicant statement, contact information, certification, and signature. Note, read the penalties section of form I-485 instruction before completing this part. You must file form I-485 while in the United States. So, applicant statement, note, select the box for either item number 1A or 1B if applicable. So, I made this form, I filed this form by myself, so I selected 1A. I can read and understand English, and I have read and understand every question and instruction on this application and my answer to every question. So after that, guys, it's gonna be your contact information, the applicant's contact information, the telephone number, the mobile number, and your email address right there. And then it says here, I understand the USCIS may require me to appear for an appointment to take my biometrics, fingerprint, photograph, and or signature. And at that time, if I am required to provide biometrics, I will be required to sign an oath reaffirming that I reviewed and understood all of the information contained in and submitted with my application, and all of this information was complete, true, and correct at the time of filing. I certify under penalty of perjury that all of the information in my application and any documents submitted with it were provided or authorized by me, that I reviewed and understand all the information contained in and submitted with my application, and that all of this information is complete and true and correct. So the next one will be your signature. Put your signature right here and the date you signed this form. Then part 11, just leave it blank until the end because it's for interpreter or the preparer. So I left that one blank because I did this one myself. So that's it, guys. Please do check my other videos. It will be linked in my description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below if you have suggestions that you want me to do on my next video. And please subscribe and hit the notification bell to notify you every time I uploaded a new video. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time.